What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Sansa for the Conscious Mind checking in. You already know what it is when I come across your For You page, your live. We bright and early with it. Stop, check in. Dope gems, no historical facts. I guarantee you gonna leave with something this rising. We ain't gonna be on here too long, cause I know people got stuff to do. You heard me? So, with that being said, y'all come on in, tap in. Y'all already know how we get down. Bright and early with it. Bright and early with it. Bright and early with it. What's happening, Dave? Grand Risings, brother. I just want to drop some quick gems real quick this morning, and then I'm gonna follow up later with a real live event. But I just want to give y'all something to think about during the day. Excuse me. I just want to give y'all something to think about throughout the day. Do anybody know what this picture means? Anybody know what this picture means? There's a whole lot of hidden meanings in their political cartoons that they create. Y'all know the political cartoons, right? That's how they speak to each other as well. There's a lot of hidden meanings behind this, especially about you, melanated man, melanated woman. So I'm just gonna point this out real quick. So these folks right here, they got started in 1890s, around 1971. I mean, around 1871, 1890s. You feel me? These folks are fairly new as well. You know what I'm saying? These are Democrats. I'm gonna say that again. We ain't talking about redlining. Nope. I'm gonna say that again for the melanated people in the back. These are Democrats. Yes, the Democratic Party created the Klan. If you don't know, now you know. Go do your history. Well, Los, who was the Republicans? Once you start understanding the reason why people was lynched, burned, killed, and all this type of stuff, then you'll really get the wide scope of why a lot of people like me get platforms and do what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Because school is indoctrinated. So now, y'all ever notice? Have y'all noticed yet? You don't say the Pledge of Allegiance in class no more. You know why? Y'all know why. What does the Pledge of Allegiance say? And I'm going to say this too. The Pledge of Allegiance was written in 1890. 1892 to be exact. In the 1890s, in 1892, we were the Republican Party. Again, every sovereign melanated aboriginal country around the world is a republic. When Haiti won its independence from France, it became a republic. Hence why you got the Dominican of Republic over there. Haiti became a republic as well. And you look everywhere. Every sovereign, indigenous, melanated person, their country is a republic. We were the Republicans. That was our party. Democrats was them. Republicans was us. Now, nigga said, stop talking and read. How about you get off my live, bro, and you go read, nigga? The fuck you talking about? So now, anyways, like I was saying, had to snipe them real quick, you feel me? So now, we were the Republicans in 1890. Now say your Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the Republic, we were the Republicans, into the Republic in which it stands. In which it stands. Who does America belong to? Who were the Republican? In which it stands. Now you understand that's one reason why they took it out of schools. Kids don't say it no more. It started with my generation. I'm a 1990s baby. We said the Pledge of Allegiance all the way up to about like 5th grade, and then it magically disappeared around September 11th and shit. That's when it magically disappeared. We stopped saying the Pledge of Allegiance. You want to know why? Because our country stopped being a Republican country, a sovereign country, and it start becoming a Democratic Party. It become a democratic democracy is what they call it. It's a democracy. The difference between the two, Republican, when we was in it and ran it, the Republican Party protected the laws of the minorities. These folks call you minorities all day long, Democrats, right? So their Republicans was made for us to protect us, our rights and shit. Now the Democrats, they haven't changed either. The Democrats, protect the majority. But we know that they are not the majority. We are the majority, but we're using legal terminology right now, politically correctness. So just be politically correct right now. The Democrat Party was created to protect the interests of white supremacy. And if you look today, they still do it. How many times have black folks asked Obama, what are you going to do for black people? Well, I'm going to do something for all people. And then Kamala Harris, what you going to do for black people? I'm going to do something for all people because I feel like all people could be. They dodge the question that's directly for you. They'll tell you what they're going to do with, they'll tell you what they're going to do with the Middle Easterns, you know, with the Iraqis, the Irans. They tell you what they're going to do with Mexico. They'll tell you what they're going to do with everything. But when it comes to us, though, I think we're going to do something for all people and it'll benefit, you know, black folks in the long run. And they give you that runaround because they are the same people. Just because you see dark-skinned people with the Democrat, what you think? What you think? Dark-skinned people ain't right? Bro, look, now all skin folk is your kinfolk. Do y'all know that there was dark-skinned people part of the Klan? Oh, what you thought, that the Ku Klux Klan was just all white supremacy? There were melanated people part of that Klan too. And I guarantee anybody, matter of fact, I could pull up a couple back here. We're gonna come back to this. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all. That look like a black hand to me, right? At a Klan rally. Look at these hands, white. You can tell these white hands. That's a black hand, bro. That's a melanated hand, bro. Let's do it again. White hands at the bottom. White. You can tell. White. Okay? Okay. You heard me? Not all skin folk is your kinfolk. You heard me? They made it look to the public like the Republicans are a bunch of white supremacists. Right. And they not. He said, my parents are white supremacists. I could totally speak on this too. So glad you're bringing it up. Oh, yeah, most definitely. See, a lot of people missed it when Trump said, I would run as a Republican. That means if you're running as something, you're something else. He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. He said, I will run as a Republican because Republicans are dumb. Now, our people been COINTELPRO. Counterintelligence program means to dumb down society. When he said that Republicans are dumb, the original Republicans don't know that they're the original Republicans. Because Lyndon B. Johnson got y'all voting Democrat for the next 100 years. Democrats. Dixiecrats. Look at this. Melanated hand, right? Okay. And I'm going to show y'all something. Go pull up every single Klan picture, rally, whatever you want to do. You will never see a Confederate flag. Their flag is the American flag. Let me switch this real quick, though. Now, go look up every single Klan rally, Klan meeting. And they burnt crosses and everything in people's yard and hung folks and all that type of shit. They didn't do that flying a Confederate flag. Y'all know that, right? See, check this out. This is how they lied to you and switch the story. Melanated brothers and sisters, American Indians to be exact. You were the Confederate. You were the Republicans. And it's everything they told you to stay away from is bad, is evil, they hate you. That's your shit. They tell you to stay away from Wall Street. They tell you to stay away from voodoo. They tell you to stay away from hoodoo. They tell you to stay away from Santeria. They tell you to stay away from Republican Party. They tell you to stay away from Confederacy. You got to think about it. Confederate versus the Union. When workers are going on strike, they always going against strike against the Union. Before it was called the United States of America, it was called the Union States of America because United States is a corporation and you are an employee. Indentured means contract. Indentured means contract, collective bargain agreement means contract, means indentured servitude. When you go apply for a job and you fill out that job application, that is a collective bargaining agreement. That is your indentured servitude contract. You feel me? Nothing's changed. It's been reconstructed. They had a reconstruction period. They reconstructed everything. Those who was at top now at the bottom. And those who was at the bottom now at top. They reconstructed everything. Power of the pen. So now, hey man, this shit get deep. It gets so deep that when you look at this picture, you see skull and bones, right? You see skull and bones, right? When you look at this picture, you see skull and bones, right? Yeah. Do y'all know that we still are ran by Great Britain? If y'all inside this live, tap the screen, get the likes up. Y'all know how they be doing your boy with the algorithm. Smack that screen, get the likes up. It's 200 plus people in here with 23 likes. Come on, man. That ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly. Let me catch up in the comments real quick and see what y'all talking about. The Republic of Congo. Good. Prime example. Prime example. People are so damn mean. People are so mean. Damn, I don't give a fuck about people. I'm 32 years old. I don't give a fuck about people being mean and shit like that. I ain't sensitive. Both my parents was in the army. My dad was a Marine who fought in Vietnam War. It don't get no meaner than that shit. Yes, they made it look like the Republic. Like the Republicans are a bunch of yup. Yeah, They won't pick you. I don't know what you're talking about. He's highlighting the history of propaganda with parties, most definitely. Thank you. Well, wait a minute. Oh my God. So same shit, different day. Same shit, different day. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. They just modernized everything. That's it. And slavery and all that shit back in the day is not told right. It didn't happen how people think the shit happened. It wasn't, man, look, it wasn't that long ago. They lied about the timelines. Slavery wasn't what people think it was. And all this stuff is fairly new. I'm talking about fairly new. You know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and give you a prime example of slavery wasn't what people thought it was. Let me show y'all something. Black people was in the cottons and picking field. Who goddamn white baby is this? Who goddamn white baby it is? That's a Slavic child. Everybody was picking cotton, not just black people. See, when they did a reconstruction period to rewrite history, they written themselves out of history on one side and written themselves in history on another side. Them folks was right here. And here's the kicker. All these melanated people you see right here, these are farmers. These are sharecroppers. These people owned the land that they was picking the cotton. You know how you have a farmer's market? All the farmers, they go and pick up their crops and they wash them well and they go to a farmer's market so they can sell it and shit. Like, farmer, cotton is the product, and they would sell that on the farmer's market. That fiat currency you got in your pocket, which is made of cotton, that fiat currency that's in your pocket that's made of cotton. It didn't happen. Slavery didn't happen how you thought it how y'all think it happened. You feel me? Hold on. Oh, black people are picking cotton and they were slaves. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? You see how they lie? And here's the kicker though. The year that they told you that the camera came out is fabricated. The camera came out way before then. The camera came out way before then. You feel me? They got all type of pictures of different people picking cotton and shit, but they ain't got no pictures of you being whipped. Huh? They ain't got no pictures of you holding up there getting whipped on no Kunta Kinte shit. It's called supremacy. It's a psychological thing. We're going to instill fear in these people. So we're going to tell you the most horrific story and back it up by a science fiction. Man, Roots is bullshit, y'all. Amistad is bullshit, y'all. All those slave movies are indoctrination movies to keep you inside the trance of feeling like you, bruh, they want you in a slavery mindset. And when I mean they, I'm not talking about Billy Bob that's next door to you. He don't have that power to oppress you. I'm talking about these Anglo bankers. I'm talking about these Anglo elites that's overseas. Bruh, white folks, y'all better wake up because they playing a game on y'all too. You think the government don't give a fuck about you? Listen, my white people. Listen. Come here, listen. Come here, closer. Put your ear to the phone, closer. The government and the Queen of England and everybody overseas, they don't give a fuck about you. Because if you did your history, you'll understand that they sent your ancestors out of their land. These folk kicked your ancestors off of that land because they were undesirable. Right? Think about that. Queen Elizabeth and her peoples kicked your people off of y'all land with Europeans. They kicked y'all from y'all homeland, exiled, because you guys were undesirable. There was many people inside these fields of indentured servitude and slavery, working hard, getting paid scraps. Fast forward to 2020, there's a lot of different ethnicities and races who's going in, clocking in work of indentured servitude and slavery and getting paid pennies. Back then, women didn't get paid enough to put their kids in fucking child care. In 2022, women don't get paid enough to put their kids in child care again. Huh? Inflation is a motherfucker, right? Inflation. See, financial slavery. Slavery happens on all different type of levels. You got spiritual slavery, you got mental slavery, you got physical slavery, then you combine them all up. Financial slavery. That's why people are chasing financial freedom. You want to be free. You're chasing financial freedom because in the back of your mind, you know you are financially slave. In the moment that all of us regular citizens wake up in America and you realize that Great Britain still owns us and we're still inside of a colony, then you will realize why they keep us separated and why they scared for all of us to unite and stand up against that shit, because anytime we stood up, we won. You feel me? So they had to create divide to conquer. So then they create this racism. In the 1800s, racism was defined as showing one's love for one's race. If you love your race, you was a racist back then. It didn't have this negative condensation or this connotation of what it has now. They changed the definition, like they changed all other definitions. They changed the definition of racism. Back then in the 1800s, racist just means that you have undying love for your race, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't we all love where the fuck we come from? Don't you love being Asian? Don't you love being melanated? Don't you love being white? Don't you love your race? So there's nothing wrong with that. Now prejudice is different. Prejudice, prejudge. That's different. But as time went on, and these Dixiecrats who had a hold of everything, they start changing the words, they start changing shit up, just to confuse people even more. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that follow button. You feel me? Dope gems, dope historical facts all day long. Come on, man. Yo, man, where you be on? I'm interested to hear this. Grand Rising. War of 1812 proves we lost to Britain. Hebrew hippie. Dig deeper. Who is we? Who is we? Because in 1912, Great Britain was helping the American Indians. So who is we? Great Britain was helping the American Indians. They were supplying them with food, guns, and everything to protect themselves. Who was they protecting themselves from? You gotta ask that question. Adrian, Michigan, Grand Rising. Prisoners of war. Yup. They lied to everybody. You are a Republican, right? Explains your ignorance. I'm not a Republican. I was just saying how our people created the Republican Party. We started the Republican Party. Ignorance would be you not knowing that. Me personally, now back then in the 1800s, I would have been a Republican. Yeah, because it was different back then. But today in 2022, I ain't with no damn body. I don't vote. Bro, I don't vote for this shit. And anybody who still votes for this shit is still stuck under the spell because your vote don't count. Because of who runs the, bruh. This is a business. When have employees who complain to their employer sees change? You don't. That's why you go on strike. Duh. That's what a lot of this war and shit was about. It was a labor dispute. Labor dispute. Reparations are owed to employees. Reparations are owed to employees. White folks, they owe you reparations too because your ass was in them fields too. It's for workers. So, you know, you can call me ignorant all you want to, but hey, I read hella books. I dig into census records. I do this shit. And everybody, all my OGs and in-betweens who follow me for the longest and go to my main page, it's up to 34K. Bro, look, we do this shit. We do this shit. So, in today's day and age, you'll be a fool to vote. You will be a fool to vote. In today's day and age, for a democracy, you'll be a fool to vote for this shit. Democracies are ran by foreigners. That's why it's called a foreign government. This is why Washington D.C. is foreign. It's a foreign entity. It's not part of It's not part of America. Washington D.C. is not even a part of America. It's a foreign entity with a foreign governor with foreigners running this shit. This is why every time you look up, you got more foreigners coming inside here, but it's not all foreigners. It's the ones whose label. Go pull up the census and go look under white and go look at the definition of white. Those are all the foreigners that's coming in here. North Africans, Middle Easterns, Germans. You feel me? They'll let all those immigrants come in and give them 300K of your hard-earned money. They'll give them 300K of your hard-earned money. They'll give them land. They'll give them businesses. They give them all that shit before you. And you've been busting your back for this fucking government and this fucking land. Look at that white man up here with the hat. He picking cotton too. Right next to the sister picking cotton too. All of them. But they give all these foreigners all your shit though when they come over here. But then they turn around and tell Mexico and Mexicans that they can't come over. So these people that's way across the water can come over here. But Mexico, who's literally Americans, because they're in Central America, they're Americans. Because again, if you got the state of Georgia, you got North Georgia. You got the state of Georgia, you got North Georgia. You got Central Georgia, you got South Georgia. It's all Georgia. So now you got North America, Central America, South America. It's all America. So Mexican people are American. But you telling these people that they can't even come to fucking Texas? And shit like that. But you'll let all these motherfucking folks from India, all these people from the Middle East, North Africans, you gotta let all them people come in though. You feel me? I'm gonna lead to something else too here in a minute. But let me go ahead and get you up out of here though. Hey, Hey, look, hey, if y'all trolls and shit, please keep trolling so I can get y'all out. So please, y'all helping me do my job, please. It's 8 in the morning. Take your old ass to sleep. Shit, I know what time it is. I'm on my phone. I see the clock right here. This is not a photo from slavery. Shawty, slavery did not happen the way you have. What is slavery? What is slavery? Please tell me, what is slavery? You go to work every day. You be like, man, I'm working like a slave. That's because you are a slave. Slavery never ended. Get that Abraham Lincoln shit out your head. That nigga ain't free no motherfucking body. Get that nigga out your head, man. I really do, and I do mean nigga. Those who know about Abraham Lincoln, and I do mean nigga. So, what is slavery? Because you still going to slavery. Anybody that's waking up going to work, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now, white supremacy doesn't exist the way liberals work. And that's the illusion. That's the illusion. Your illusion of white supremacy give them power. Y'all know back in the early 17, 18, and as early as 1900s, you know that racism wasn't as wide as they painted. That's why college students had to get taught about racism because they didn't know. People in America didn't even know racism was happening. They had to get taught that shit. That means it wasn't happening on a wide scale like people thought it was. And it damn sure wasn't happening in the South like people thought it was because we ran the South. We owned the South. All the black businesses, all the black schools, all the black hospitals, all the black neighborhoods, black Wall Streets, all that was all in the South. 23 million acres of land. Let's keep it going, though. Yep, to create a victim, most definitely. They can't take your body, and that's what the CIA want. Willie Lynch said it best: take the mind, leave the body. Got to create a victim mindset. Keep the kings and queens down. There you go. This is why they only say so slavery and black folks. Here's the thing. I'm about to tell y'all again. It's not even the liberals and none of it. It's the Democrats who's doing this shit. The Democrats was racist back then, quote unquote, since we know the real definition of racism, but we're gonna say prejudice because we know the right words now. Democrats was prejudiced back then and they're prejudiced now. Our people never was Democrats, and I'm sitting here and telling y'all, and y'all can hop off the live and research this shit. Our people was Republicans at the beginning because we started this shit. Republicans, they cared about the public. Republic. Words and spells, etymology, just break this shit down. Republic. We were for the public. The Dixiecrats, who are the Democrats, man, look, bro. Lyndon B. Johnson said, I'm going to have those Negroes voting for the next 100 years. If you going to have those Negroes voting for Democrat for the next 100 years, what were they voting for before then? Who were they before then? Confederates, Republicans, the rebels. Like I said, you pull up any Ku Klux Klan movie, video, pictures, or whatever, they're never flying a Confederate flag. And to those, I'm trying to pick my words so I don't get kicked off here. But to those people who fly the Confederate flag and like, this is my heritage, and they don't know shit about that flag. Because they've been indoctrinated as well. They've been lied to as well. They don't even know where that flag come from. They don't even know how y'all got that flag in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And when racist hillbillies find out how they got that flag in the first place, it's going to blow their mind. Because y'all never hated black people in the first place. They made you like that. They made you like that. They made you do their job because they got tired. They want to go venture off and do something else. So they had to create a system that's going to run automatically until somebody throw a wrench in the gears and break it. This is me throwing a wrench in the gears and breaking it, and other people too. You feel me? All Klans member, go look up all the pictures, go pull up all the videos, go do all this shit. I did it. I got it right here in my thing, but I'm scared to put it up because, man, these folks be pulling my shit real quick. But look, man, I'm telling you, go do it. You will never find a KKK flying a Confederate flag. For one, real Klansmen, they know what the Confederate flag is. This is the reason why they'll never fly it. And the reason why they always fly the American flag is because when your ancestors got lynched, they got lynched for the American flag. The American flag is the real supremacy flag. It's the real white supremacy flag that they don't tell you. This is, look. Man, that's the real supremacy flag, man. That's the real supremacy flag. All the Klans members are the judges and the police and doctors. They always been them. They always been them. They always been them. This is why, trust me, you can do an experiment right now. You can wipe your ass with a Confederate flag. These folks will not give a fuck. Only people will give a fuck about is country hillbillies who don't know their history. Now, wipe your ass with the American flag and watch how many white folks be ready to lynch your ass behind that. That right there tells you. That right there tells you. Wipe your ass with the American flag and watch how many white folks be ready to kill you, bro, behind that flag. They don't care about the Confederate flag. They know the Confederate flag was yours and ours because we the rebels. We was rebelling. The Confederate flag was about rebel and rebelling. It was never a sign of white supremacy. Who told y'all that stupid shit, Democrats? Because they had to take the heat off their ass. So they gave you an enemy. Oh, the Confederate flag is a sign of white supremacy and we should take it down all over the world. And y'all fell for it. The real sign of white supremacy is that it's that flag that still got all the colonies on it and all the stars still on it. Because you still inside a British colony. Do y'all know that we still paying reparations to Britain? Because we won our independence. Think about it. When Haiti won our independence, the reason Haiti was one of the richest islands in the West Indies. It became the poorest islands because we won our independence and we had to pay France reparations for loss of cargo because they had insurance because slavery was a business. It was a corporation. It was a company. It was a business. Human trafficking is a business and it's still a business today. Human trafficking is still a business today. And it was a business back then. They had insurance out on people. So when we won our independence in Haiti, we had to pay France reparations for over 100 years, and it made us the poorest country. It put us in debt. Now, America won its independence from Great Britain. You know what taxes are? Taxes is you paying reparations to the British Crown. You're still owned. Shout out to Woodrow Wilson. Shout out to Woodrow Wilson, man. You still own. Because you won your independence. You won. American Indians, you won. My white folks who got exiled and who sided with us under the banner of Confederacy, the rebels, we won our independence. But we had to end up paying taxes to these people, though. No different than Haiti and all other countries who won their independence from Great Britain. That's what taxes are. That's what taxes are, man. United States is a corporation of the British Crown. And here's the kicker. Y'all know how Idris Elba, I know I'm saying his name wrong, but you know how a lot of these Great Britain actors and stuff, how they play a role, they got this voice, got this regular American voice they talking, but then they do an interview, they whole British accent come out. Let me ask y'all this. How many people you think walking around that's really Great Britain and from Great Britain and have that accent? Inside their house, they probably talk regular, but when they come out here to us in public, They probably throw on that American accent real good, real quick. Joe Biden is probably from Great Britain, y'all. That's probably not even his real voice. Kamala Harrison, her family's from India. She's not Indian like American Indian. She's from India, as in Hindustan, who's close to Great Britain. Biden always talking about an Anglosphere and all the Anglo-Saxons and Anglosphere with Australia and Great Britain. These folks are Great Britain. They infiltrated the government. They here. They still here. A lot of them is walking around. A lot of them is in office and all that type of shit. The boule, when y'all talk about the boule, those are melanated Europeans. Them niggas don't talk like that. They like Idris Elba. In public, they got this dope ass American hood nigga voice like LeBron James and all that, but behind closed doors, these people, tea and crumpets, no different than 21 Savage. Everybody thought 21 Savage was from Atlanta, Atlanta. But then when Ice got his ass, everybody found out he was from Great Britain. The fuck, nigga, you from Great Britain? And then he had to come out, from Great Britain and all that type of shit. Bro, it's a lot of them like that. So now when I ask you, who is under this banner of white supremacy? Who all is under there? Because white supremacy don't necessarily mean white people. There's black people in that shit too. There's Asian people. Hold on. There's Asian people in the KKK too. There's Asian people in there. There's Middle Eastern part of it. Man, this white supremacy shit goes so deep. And you'll be surprised who part of that. And that's the trick. They made y'all, they put this white hate on black people so bad. And they put this black hate on white people so bad that it got y'all both missing the point of this thing. It ain't about white or black. This shit's about foreign immigration. They got Asian people in the Klan. They got Middle Eastern people in the Klan. They got North Africans in the Klan. And I'm talking about North Africans that look like me and you. When North Africans come over here, they claim white on their census, bruh. White is a status. It's not a race. Black is a status. It's not a race. And I don't know how many times we got to tell y'all this shit. There's no such thing as black people. That's a status. That's not a race. That's not a nationality. I got on a black shirt and my skin brown right down. So tell me that I'm black and I'll block you on this motherfucker right now. My shirt is black. My skin is brown. What the fuck are you calling yourself black for? You feel me? Wake up, man. I don't like to go to the Bible, but the Torah said that these people built a confederacy against the children of Israel. Who is these people? Asians, North Africans, Middle Easterns, Caucasians, Anglo-Saxons, all these people clicked up and gained up against you. These niggas know who the fuck you are. These people know who you are and they play dumb. They know who you are and they play dumb. But here's the kicker. They are the minorities. They got you thinking that they the majority. And to all my white folks who say that y'all not racist and you love black folks and you got black friends and shit, you need to start standing up for them then. Stop being scary, man. Stop being scary. Stop support. Look, dear white folks, stop supporting other white folks because these folks is white. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. They call you white trash and trailer park trash, just like they call us ghetto and black and everything else. Wake up, man. These foreigners want your shit. Everybody got a problem with black people, but ain't nobody got no fucking problem with all these people who doing this shit. Everybody got a problem with Mexicans, but ain't nobody got no problem with these motherfuckers right here, though. Excuse my language, I'm getting hyped this morning, but for real, though. You know what I'm saying? They got everybody indoctrinated. Oh, black people, they're gangsters, they're hoods, they're killers, they kill each other. Bruh, fuck all that. Asian people kill Asian people, white people kill white people, African people kill African people, Muslim people kill Muslim people, Arabs kill Arabs. Nigga, but people kill other people. That's life. So it's not nothing new when you run across black people who do this shit. But that's a scapegoat when they do that though. They got everybody thinking all that shit. Wake up, man. Wake up. They got y'all thinking that black people are the monsters. But these people lynched my people, burned my people, ate my people, turned them into purses and outfits and shit like that. And it wasn't that long ago. And everybody, well, get over it. That was so long ago. Get over it. How would you feel if somebody skint your great-great-grandmama and wore her as a fucking pair of heels, nigga? Huh? How would you feel that you were supposed to have a great uncle, but he's not here because an alligator ate him because they fed him to him? Huh? And when I mean they, I'm not just talking about these folks. Like I said, there's Asian people in here. There's melanated people in here. There's Middle Easterns. There's all these people fly under this banner, bro. Why you think they got the hoods on? Everybody, look, pay attention. Some got masks, but you know that this is clearly an Asian person. Some got masks, but you could tell he got a little tint on his arm. Look at his arm. Look at his arm. White, dark, Asian. He got his hood on. These folks wear hoods for a reason. Not only to hide their identity, but to hide their nationality, who's all got a hand of this shit. You feel me? I done walked into an Arab store and watched Arabs treat white people like shit. And I done walked inside an Arab store and watched them treat black people like shit. Just yesterday, I got into it with a motherfucking Arab person at the Marathon store. I'm going to go get me some coffee. I'll go grab a little styrofoam cup. The cup, styrofoam cup, when you pull one, like two of them will come out, right? So I pulled one, and when I pulled it, the other one dropped. So it dropped on the ground. I grabbed the cup and I put it in the trash. The old Middle Eastern lady come over there yelling and shit. No. You dropped the cup on purpose. You got to pay for that. I was like, you go put it back. I was like, this cup dropped on the ground. Why would I put it back for somebody else to use? That's nasty. Put it back. You dropped it on purpose. You put it. And I'm sitting here telling her, no. You know when you pull a cup and it dropped on purpose? No. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Go back to your country. Yeah, I said that shit to her ass. Because you sitting here, you cutting me off and you doing this bullshit because I'm black, my nigga, and you feel like your word is more supreme than me. I'm telling you that your cup fell on the ground and I put it in the trash because it's dirty. You telling me to put the dirty ass cup back up there so somebody else can grab it and drink that motherfucker. I'm good. I don't even want to spend my money here, and you'll never see me again. You feel me? Go right down the street to Speedway. Go get me some coffee. It was even cheaper. Use Speedway card and continue my day. Let them people do that shit, man. Yo, man, look. Can't take this fool seriously. Then get the fuck off my page then, bro. Like, if you can't take this fool serious, get the fuck off my page, bro. I don't get it. If y'all don't like me or the shit that I'm saying, why are you watching me, bro? Go find somebody else. There's women that twerk on here. There's people that create animated series. There's people that cook food for you and destroy food and all this other shit. There's other people who's doing toxic and bullshit and ignorant shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Go watch that shit, bro. But my message and what I do on my platforms, all three of my platforms, y'all go check in and also sign up for the Conscious Mind. Like, I really do this research shit, and a lot of us do this shit. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say they can't take this fool seriously. It's because they're illiterate. They don't understand what I'm saying because their comprehension ain't there. They reading on a 6th grade level. They're illiterate. Real talk, 52% of American adults are illiterate. It ain't the fact that some people won't read. They can't read. And they can't comprehend. But anyways, we're going to keep it going, though. So now. So angry. Why? Ain't nobody angry. You can get up off my shit, too. That passive-aggressive shit that y'all be doing. The craftiness was they convinced us we are the minority, even though we the majority. Most definitely. You crazy, bro. Most definitely. I'm most definitely crazy. That's why you need to get up off here, Grizzly, whatever the fuck your name is. Go read some books. Bro. Let me catch up in the comments real quick. What y'all talking about? You ain't have to say that to her. Yes, the fuck I did. Bro, look, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll tell a motherfucker to go back to their country in a heartbeat. What the fuck you talking about? What the fuck you talking about? You ain't have to say that to her. I just sat here, and this is a prime example. I just sat here and said how she started with me. She even tried to put her hands on me and all that shit. And you talking about I ain't have to say that to her. She ain't have to put her hands on me, and she ain't have to come at me like that. You see how some of them is quick to defend the foreigners? It's because bro, look, I don't give a fuck about none of them. Some people don't give a fuck about me. Why would I give a fuck about people who don't give a fuck about me? Make that make sense, bro. Ain't nobody insane on this platform. You feel me? You on the wrong platform if you looking for Martin Luther King, turn the other cheek and love all your brothers and sisters of humanity. You ain't gonna get that here. Because I match energies, my nigga. If you don't like me, I don't like you. What the fuck Boosie said, this motherfuck me, then this motherfuck you. That's how I roll, bro. He who draw the sword should be met with brute force all day long. So yes, most definitely. I would tell you to go back to your motherfucking country in a heartbeat. The fuck? Because a lot of those foreigners, they come over here and they turn their nose up at all of us, even you white folks. They turn your nose up at us and shit like that, thinking that they're better and shit. But those are the same people who couldn't even make it in their own fucking country. You feel me? But they come over here and they get all snobby and shit. Bro, fuck all that shit. Go make it in your country. Oh, you can't? Oh, okay. Yeah, right. But you want to come over here and be snobby to everybody else. Bro, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. I ain't with this shit. Every store I walked into, they look at black people like they got you right. He said, I'm new here. Where you from? I'm from Atlanta. My family Haitian. Well, my family, my family's mixed. But, you know, we come from Haiti. Well, one side of my family come from Haiti. Slavery was also used as a form of debt payment, not just crude torture, but it later turned into that. Right. Go to Egypt and see melanated people who rule with brilliance, who are the majority in this world, most definitely. You just stand your ground, right? And anytime melanated people stand their ground, everybody always look at us like we crazy because they want, they indoctrinated people like that. Anytime melanated people stand up for themselves, oh my God, they look at us as monsters and shit because these folks don't want you to stand your ground. They want you to be walked over. They want to walk over you. And I'm telling you the reason why, because it has a lot to do with the history. Do y'all know that when melanated people ran office and ran this country, there was no such thing as racism, as in, oh, you're black, I hate you, you're white, I hate. There was no such thing as that shit. That's fairly new too. That shit came in the 1890s when these people came. When we ran office and we ran this country, there was no racism. Everybody ate. There was no poor. There was no homelessness. Everybody was treated fair. Everybody got a piece of the pie and everybody was thriving good. This is why everybody wanted to come here in the beginning. Because we had this shit jumping. We had all the inventors. Without our people, man, look, bro. We the reason why America moved forward. How is America going to move forward without a stoplight? Oh, white people made cars, but they ain't make no stoplight, though. They was going to have y'all out here in accidents and motherfucker. It took us to make that. Open heart surgery. Everything we make push this society forward. Everything we made push this society forward. Do we get credit? Fuck no. Everybody talk about, well, Henry Ford in the car. Henry Ford ain't made no goddamn car. He made the assembly line. You want to know who made the car? Us. You want to know who made the engine that's inside your car? Us. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have no car to be whipping. Shout out to all my brothers who's inside them Chargers and Challengers and everything. Shout out to all my rich white folks who's in your Benz and BMWs and looking down at us. Congratulations, we gave you a car. All this type of shit, everything we do, we push this shit forward. And as soon as melanated people stop being in office, stop being inventors, stop being part of the Black Wall Street, stop having black banks, and stop looking out for each other and village raising each other, the whole America stopped. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice that? Look, peak game. While we was inventing everything and had control of everything, America was moving forward. Everybody wanted to come here. As soon as melanated people fell to the bottom, America stopped. It stopped. We don't even make shit over here. That shit get made over there. Actually, the truth is, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth right here before I flip this. The truth is, half of the shit that y'all got that say, made in China, prisoners are making that shit. That's what they don't want to tell you. Half of that shit that's being made, they got made in China. Nope, that's made right here in the prison system by the prisoners. They lying about where shit coming from. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. America dumb people down so much, but COINTELPRO, that's the point. Counterintelligence program. Exactly, the government helped them. You a foreigner yourself, bro. I ain't no foreigner. Bro, I am American Indian, bro. I'm from America. I've been in America my whole life. My family been in America your whole life. If you come on my page talking about you guys are from West Africa, I'm gonna block your stupid ass because you don't know that. I'm sitting here telling you my family are American Indians because it's my family. You sitting here telling me I'm West African because some racist white guy named Charles Darwin and Melville Herkovitz told you that dark people are from West Africa. And you probably don't watch Roots and Amistad, which is fiction stories, historical fiction. Go research what historical fiction is. It's historical fiction, and everything that y'all learned about black folks or melanated people in America was based off fiction stories. It's not even fucking real. Not even real, bro. My grandmama is Blackfoot on my mama's side. My grandmama on my daddy's side is Taino. You heard me? My grandfather on my mother's side is Blackfoot. My grandfather on my daddy's side is Cherokee. Feel me? I got some Seminoles and Gullah Geechees in my family. You feel me? I got Moors in my family. I got some Moors, but they're not West Africa. They're North African. From Mauritania, which is Northwest Africa to be exact. So when you say West Africa, they don't tell you about Northwest Africa, which holds Mali, Mauritania, and Morocco there. You feel me? But we know America's the real old world, so let's bring it back because my people always been here. A lot of us didn't come from Africa, bro. If I'm sitting here telling you that the government and everybody lied to you, they flipped the story, they did a reconstruction period and stuff like that, put 2 plus 2, it's 4 every time. Ain't no foreigner. And I'm from Haiti. Haiti is still part of America. It's South America, so I'm still American. Ain't no foreign in my blood, bro. You know what I'm saying? Speak on what you know. The only foreigners here, I can tell that you're a foreigner and your family a foreigner because you got mad about that. But let me go ahead and get you up off of here, though, with your 77 followers. Get up out of here, bro. We made it in every country. Oh, my mom, yo. Said, do you believe in Jesus Christ? Oh, what the fuck does that got to do with this? Here's a gym. Here's another gym right here. You know, when they reclassified you, they reclassified your schools. When you was called an Indian, Creek and Seminole College. Oh yeah, we had Indian colleges, Creek and Seminole Indians. Let me show you what the college looked like. Creek and Seminole College. Who are these? Creek and Seminole College. You don't see that one. We ain't gonna go there. But who are these? Creek and Seminole College. Who are these? Who are these people? These people are what you will call African American today. But like our classification got changed when they reclassified us, because we had Indian college. They They destroyed your Indian colleges and they gave you HBCUs. That's not one black person created a HBCU. They all are owned by white folks. So they tore down your Indian college and they gave you HBCUs. They changed your classification as Indian to black, and they changed your schools from Indian to black.
Good morning, brother. Yeah, not Indian, but indigenous. Indians come from India. Indians
Right.
come
I
from
mean,
India.
well,
And
technically, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. Well, technically, the three Indias are over here because America's the real old world. So that's why they call us Indians. But I get what you're saying. Indian is a derogatory term. I just use that
I
for layman's terms because a lot of
I
people not gonna.
understand. I
Yeah, you gotta
understand. I
speak their
understand.
language.
And they changed it not to black to Negro. Everybody whose birth certificate says Negro or colored are the original people of this land. If your birth certificate says Negro or colored, you are original. You are original inhabitants of this land. I'm an older guy. My birth certificate says Negro. Doesn't say African American. It doesn't say black. I don't think anybody's birth certificate says black. It's either gonna say colored, Negro, or
Damn. Shit, skip. Hold on. Phone overheated, y'all. Dropping too much fire made my phone overheat. Thanks for pointing out another black privilege. Been messing with the video most definitely. Y'all have a good day with this nonsense. You go ahead, Zach. Be easy, big dog. I appreciate you for tuning in. So what is your argument against whites? Obviously, you haven't been paying attention for this whole live because my argument has never been against whites. You haven't been paying attention. I've actually been telling white people to wake the fuck up because the game's being played on their ass too. Because like in the pictures I showed y'all before, white folk was picking cotton with black folk. So white folk was picking cotton with black folk. Who in the fuck was running everything? The fucking bankers, fucking Rothschilds and Rockefellers and Queen of England and everybody over fucking seas. So you obviously haven't been listening for this whole live. You probably just jumped in and start feeling all emotional and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, white is a status. It's not a race. It's not a nationality. You know what I'm saying? It's a status. This is why North Africans can be white. This is why Middle Easterns can be white. This is why India people can be white. This is why Asian people have white on their shit when they come here. This is why certain white Mexicans claim white when they come over here. That's why they have Hispanics and non-white Hispanics on the census. Y'all ever paid attention to that? Nope, you haven't? Okay, cool. So now, when I ask you in this white supremacy banner that's being flown, who is all part of that banner? Because it's not what y'all think, man. Not all skin folk is your kinfolk. Please remember that. Not all skin folk is your kinfolk. What's sad and true? More truth in this thing. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful of that. So, you know, they need to get that white color bullshit out of their heads, right? Just like how a lot of our people need to get that black bullshit out of their head, they need to get that white bullshit out of their head. Look at the census record, bro. If you just look at the census record with common sense, that shit don't even make sense. You got white, black, Asian, India, American Indian. So the first two are colors of crayons, and everybody else is Asian.
That shit don't even make fucking sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. Come on, get that shit up out your system. What's happening, fam? I'm glad you could tap in, man. My Creole brother in here. So that means a white man can claim black. Yeah. A lot of white people have claimed black in the past. This is why doing your genealogy is important, because it's a status, and your genealogy will show you it's a status. Like, for example, if I had time today, which I'll probably get back on live tonight. If y'all fuck with my live, y'all, you know what I'm saying, follow my page and tap in, because I'm going to go live again tonight. But my family tree, my census records, I have my great-great-grandfather named Solomon Dooley. He was listed as white when he came here. 5 years later, he was mulatto. 5 more years later, he became black. Here's the difference. He had land when he was white. He had a farm when he was a mulatto. He was in the ghetto and projects when he was black. Do y'all know that they also called white people the N-word back then? Oh, you ain't know that? Go look it up. They called white N-words. Go look it up. They called them N-words too. Because the N-word is not what y'all think it is. I see people trying to define what N-I-G-G-E-R mean. Well, it's simple. That word comes from niggardly. It means an extremely stingy person. Now, everybody in the melanated community, have y'all ever heard of an Indian giver? Of course you have. Because that's something that we call people when they give you something, you take it back, you call them an Indian person, an Indian giver, right? All right. So they called us the N-word because we were stingy. You know what I'm saying? The foreigners called us the N-word because we were stingy. We wouldn't give them shit. But anyways, that's a whole different line for a different time. America is a British colony. The United States is a corporation, not a landmass, and it existed way before the Revolutionary War, and the British troops did not leave until 1796. Here go your source right here. Republica versus Swears. 1, Dallas 43. Treaty of Commerce. Treaty of Peace. There y'all go. Screenshot it. Look it up. Research it. Did, man. I ain't talking outside my ass. For people who like to call me ignorant, they should have stayed. And I would have pulled this shit up for them. Said, don't explain yourself to nobody. I'm not. Said, we all been lied to, most definitely. Stay on their necks. You already know, man. Well, not all skin folk is kinfolk. Right. And not all skin folk is kinfolk. That shit go for all of us. That shit go for melanated people and white people. Bro, not all skin folk is y'all kinfolk either. You know what I'm saying? To further control us, they let us make fraternities which set you up for Masons. Yup, and skull and crossbones and shit. America is diverse. We're a mix of all cultures and races. That's bullshit. America's not as diverse as you think it is, bro. It's only 10% of immigrants here. Diversity where? Diversity where? Ain't no diversity. Oh, man. Social caste system. Yup, most definitely true. And the key word of it is cast, just like you cast a spell. Nature knows no color. That's a lie. I'm outside of nature right now. The grass is green, the trees is brown, the sky is blue, the sun is yellow. Nature do no color. Nature do no color. Right, where's black land exactly? You need to start looking at things from a racial lens. Can't. We have to disenfranchise the racial lens and the classism lens, because when you get done with racism, you still got to deal with classism. Oh yeah, they most definitely manipulating us with words. That's why one word have like 8 different definitions, and including the etymology of the word. So it's about like 9 definitions for one word. And you really gotta be on your P's and Q's when these people be talking, because you gotta be like, so What definition are you using? What context are you using? Are you using this word as a verb or as a noun? You got to do this shit when these people be talking. The civil rights movement are based on Christian revolutions. The fuck are you talking about? The civil rights movement ain't had shit to do with no Christian revolution. I could tell, like I said, 52% of American adults are illiterate. Let me go ahead and block you up out of here. White equals Caucasian. White do not equal Caucasian, and I can prove it to you. Fuck it, I don't feel like looking for that shit right now. It is why Sammy Sosa bleached. Sammy Sosa bleached because he want to fit in with white America. We are just people. These terms are used to try and divide us, so we have controversy amongst ourselves. Slow down so you can get your point across. Nah, you just listening too slow. I appreciate that, Gil. Said, I'm a mutt. If you want to call yourself a mutt, then by all means disrespect yourself. If you want to call yourself a mutt, by all means disrespect yourself. We've all been indoctrinated and lied to, because the vision keeps speaking the truth. They hated the Irish and Italians, right? Yeah, they most definitely hated the Irish and Italians when they got here. But here's the thing: the Irish and Italians, they eventually gave in and started playing ball and started going under the white supremacy banner, though. Because at first, when the Italians and Irish got here, them and quote-unquote so-called black folks, they was cool. They got along. Everybody was cool and got along with us. But since everybody wanted to fit in with this new reconstructed society, they all flipped on us. Everybody in the world know who the fuck freed everybody. Everybody know in the world know who is cool, who's peaceful, who's merciful, who's forgiving, who's kind, who's caring. Everybody know who the fuck we are. You know what I'm saying? But they play dumb, though, just so they can keep up with that narrative and the image and all that other shit. They sold you out. Everybody sold us out. Think about it. In the 1800s, man, 1700s, 1600s, 1400s, bro, we had everybody back. Especially Haiti. In the 1791, the beginning of the Haitian Revolution, after Haiti won our independence, tell me why Haitians came to Florida and joined the Gullah, Geechee, and the Seminole Revolution. Haitians went all the way. Haitians gave y'all Chicago. Chicago wasn't even here. Haitians gave y'all Chicago when we continued freeing everybody. We even went down to Mexico and freed them. And everybody had our backs when we freed them. Then when they reconstructed everything with Jim Crow and all that other shit, and everybody wanting to fit in and have what these and have what the Anglo-Saxons have, and people flipped on you. Behind that paper, people will flip on you. Behind that bread, people will flip on you. And everybody flipped on us. And it's sad because everybody know the fucking truth about us. They'll play dumb on this live platform, and they'll play dumb on the media and all that type of shit. But when they go home, they know what's up. This is why they scared. This is why they fear a whole lot of shit. They fear the U.S. citizens, white and black people, coming together like we did before and fuck shit up like we did once before. Hey, it's a cold game, man. It's a cold game how they do that. Bro, you a whole teacher out here, wise beyond your years. I appreciate that, True. Hey, you wise too. Hey, y'all go check out the brother page, man. More Truth. He be going, hey, he be going in too, man. I say that once you get rid of racism, you still got to deal with classism at the end of the day. Because outside of the racism and shit, we still have rich, melanated people who look down at other melanin. Look at those ghetto black people. We have those people. It deals with classism as well. It actually was classism first before racism, believe it or not. This is why white and black was established first before they put it on the race. Yes, they are after our children. Most definitely. They are always after our children. And what's crazy is Donald Trump said that. Here's the thing. Donald Trump said a whole lot of shit. He has no hold on his mouth. But I'm not going to discredit that man for a whole lot of shit that he said that was true. He said that those don't look like Indians to me on the reservations. Point one, because they're not. He also said that they're coming after y'all and y'all kids. I'm just standing in between them. Who is this they that he's talking about that's coming after us and our kids, and he's standing in the way of that? Who is that? And then when he said, make America great again, a lot of people, they hate for white people just consumed them. The fuck you mean make America great again? America was never great. America has been great. In the time period that he's talking about, you got to pay attention to the era. We had America, and we ran the government from the 1400s to the 1890s. America was great during that whole period. What do you mean? Racism wasn't as big as people thought it was. Slavery wasn't as man, that's bro. Tune in tonight for this live. We're gonna break down everything because I don't have enough time right now because I gotta get ready to, hit these streets or whatever. But tonight, man, y'all know my lives be 3 hours and we gonna cover a whole lot of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the time period that Trump was talking about make America great again is when we was in office and when we was Republicans, man. But people don't get that and people don't understand it because they hate for him. And the media made y'all hate that man. Here's the thing. Before Donald Trump ever ran for president, nobody was talking about Donald Trump. He was disappeared. He was a ghost. Didn't nobody know where the fuck he was at. He was just boom. He popped on the scene, said he was running for president. And all of a sudden the media, his great grandfather was with the Klan and these people, you gotta pay attention who's running this media. He was running as a Republican, right? The media are democratic. They are democracy. They are democracy. Democracy is communism in disguise, man. I'm going to say that again. Democracy is communism in disguise. It's in disguise. It's in disguise. We're going to get there, though. It's the absence of color. That's why it's black. Like white is the absence of color as well. That's why it's white. Color is color. My skin is brown. That's color. My shirt is black. The absence of color. So, you know, was talking about this yesterday. That's why British and United States is always on the same page. Exactly. We still part of a colony. The colony went from 13 colonies to 50. You are refreshing. I appreciate that, man. Let me catch up any comments real quick. Y'all going in down here. Hold on. Let me catch up in the comments. What's happening, Brown Sugar? Glad you could tap in. America, I live in Turtle Island. Of course you live on Turtle Island. You live in Amaruka. Amaruka. America did not come from no Amerigo Vespucci or no Anglo-Saxon or that. They lied to you about that. Our people always called these lands America, but it was called Amarukan. Break down the word. Amarukan. Khan means emperor, king. Amaru, Almarukan, Amaruka, America, Almaruka, Wichita Moors, MERS. America's the real old world, baby. They could change the words, but if you slow it down and do your research on it, it'll all make sense. Media is for who pays the most. Neutral true. The media is ran. The media is not for who pays the most. The Rothschilds run the media, bro. Look, it's 1 to 5%, and they own over 1,000 things over here. All the media and TV shows are owned by the same people, and it all goes back to Britain. I'm telling you. Hey, look, I'm gonna revamp my Vanguard and BlackRock video. And when I redo that, I'm gonna do it today. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it today. My Vanguard and BlackRock video. I posted the video on my YouTube channel. I did that like 2-3 years ago. And the Vanguard and BlackRock, they show you everybody who owns every single company. And it all goes back to Britain. All goes back there. Media is owned by the same 13 families. And it's crazy because, and here's the kicker. They tell us it's 13 families when it's really one. They all related. It's only one family and they all related. And your president is related to them. This is why I tell y'all, Great Britain infiltrated us a long time ago. Yeah, we won our independence a long time ago, cool. But later on, in 1871, our government started getting infiltrated by Great Britain all over again. But they did it in a subtle way. They funded the Klan. They funded all these people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? White supremacy is an Anglo-Saxon Germanic tribe of Japhet thing. You know? It's we're gonna touch on it. We're gonna touch on it. All races own slaves. The government just don't want the people to know, to keep us divided. Hey, country wild, man, most definitely. But we got to be specific when we say all races, though. We can't say that like it was just any old regular people getting slaves. No, you had to be part of that 13th family bloodline. You had to be part of the sellout clique. to even do business with these people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you most definitely on point with that, Country Wild man. Joe Biden voted for segregation and Jim Crow laws. Segregation, I'm cool with that. But Jim Crow laws, I don't fuck with that. Because what a lot of people don't know is even during segregation, white and black folks still kicked it with each other and we still did business with each other. See, the segregation, they lied to y'all about segregation. Segregation ain't had shit to do about skin color or race when it got started. Segregation was about classism. We need to separate. We need to keep the poor people with the poor people and keep the rich people with the rich people and keep middle class with middle class. It's still segregated today. It's actually more segregated than it was back then, especially with the schools our kids go to. Schools are more segregated nowadays than they was back in the day. Everything is at a heightened, is heightened now. But people are so dumbed down and got this illusion painted over their face, they can't see it like how our ancestors seen it back then. Our ancestors seen that shit back then. That's why everybody was going to war and rebelling and doing all this shit, because they seen the bullshit. Nowadays, they had to dumb down the population with COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO means counterintelligence program. Anytime you got a counterintelligence, that means you dumbing down people. So COINTELPRO wasn't just for melanated people, it was for the citizens of the United States who was always rebelling and fucking shit up. That's what COINTELPRO was. So we can dumb down the population and then we can divide people. This is why they went after the kids. They killed the adults, raised the kids, indoctrinated the kids in the residential boarding schools, because residential boarding schools mean that your kids live at school, literally. 24 hours a day being indoctrinated. That's how they did that shit, man. Uncle Tom and Roots went to vote Republican, get a piece of pie. Democrat wants slavery to return. And secret organizations are hella powerful. They control everything. Those secret organizations is not powerful like y'all think it is. These folks are only powerful because of your ignorance. That's it. Your ignorance give these people power. These people don't have no power. And I'm about to show y'all real quick how these people ain't got no power. If all the American citizens, white, black, Asians, Mexicans, whatever, who's down here on the bottom of the toe pole, who's doing the hard lifting, if all of us down here, the working class, if the working class decide to wake up and say, fuck that job, and we all band together, go buy some land and go do our own shit, this system will fall because it's built on your backs. All you got to do is stand up. All you got to do is stand up and stop supporting these people. Stop supporting them. Stop supporting these people. You buying Gucci and spending all your money is funding them to keep you ignorant. You buying J's thinking that you're supporting Jordan, but you're not. You're supporting the people who runs Jordan ass, who runs Nike. You're funding them to keep this shit going. You feel me? When you buying all these designer things and all this shit that's ran by these 13 colonies, 13 families, you're funding them. It takes money to keep people divided. These people spend over $1 billion in keeping us divided. If there's no power inside the working class of the citizens, why are you spending $1 billion to keep us separated? Think about that. Them folks ain't got no power, bruh. Them folks is powerless. They ain't never had no power. They had to create an illusion and lie to everybody and write themselves into history and shit like that. Political cartoon drawing. Why is this white man protecting this black dude on the ground from this racist white woman? Political cartoons always have hidden messages on them. just got to know what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the education. You're welcome. Appreciate it. So I will be there. Thank you. Thank you. The administrations are liars. Yup. 90s. We were so carefree. We most definitely have to come together. Trump most definitely warned us. Tina Turner, I'm not gonna let my children go to school. Homeschooling is the best thing. Our ancestors always homeschooled us. Homeschooling is where you learn. Homeschooling is where we used to learn how to farm. We learned financial literacy. We learned about unity. We learned about moral. We learned about respect. We learned about self-defense. We learned about all that type of stuff when we was homeschooled. And they in a loophole way, they made homeschooling illegal. No different back then. CPS got started. Child Protective Services got started for a lot of reasons, and one of the reasons was to literally take kids from their families so you can indoctrinate them. That's what it was. Our ancestors used to fight tooth and nail from sending us to school, and when they used to fight tooth and nail about sending us to these people's school, CPS, slave catchers, quote unquote, will come, lock the parents up. Ain't that what they do today? Lock the parents up, take the kids, throw them into the system. Ain't that what they still do today? Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Plantations went from going into the fields picking cotton to you going into that warehouse in that 9 to 5. Like I say, women didn't have enough money back then for child care. Women barely got enough today for child care. Ain't shit changed. You know what I'm saying? Inflation is a motherfucker. Inflation is how they still keep you as a financial slave. This is why people chasing financial freedom, because financially, you a slave. Mentally, you a slave. Spiritually, you a slave. So physically, you will be a slave. It's all spirituality. That's another reason why they disconnected our people from spirituality, to disconnect you from the source. Because everything starts spiritual, mentally, and it manifests physically after that. Take the mind, leave the body. If I got your mind, your body will follow, regardless. Willie Lynch letter. I'll read it. Know what I'm saying? He taught me as well. I'm glad I could teach y'all. White on white crime, yup. Miss Maxwell, you welcome. We'll catch up in the comments real quick. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Most definitely brown sugar. That's exactly why they started birth certificates. Birth certificates was another loophole to get you part of this corporation. Your social security number is your employee identification number. You work for Great Britain. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't know that they trying to keep hidden. Y'all know the Crown, Great Britain Crown, they're bankrupt. Listen to me. They're bankrupt. They're losing. Actually, if they haven't lost their money, they're losing their money. You got people that's going to you got other islands and countries who's disowning the Queen of England and breaking away from that and all that type of stuff. All that type, man. These people outside of America is owning. It's only us here. And then at the same time, everybody around the world say they waiting on us to wake up. They waiting on us. Now, if you're African, And Africa's the motherland and all this other stuff. Why Africans waiting on black Americans to wake up to save them? They'll tell you. Why is Africans waiting on black Americans? Notice I didn't say African Americans, but black Americans to wake up to save them. Because we saved them once before. We saved a lot of people once before. Feel me? We saved a lot of people once before. Especially when they came here and was getting mistreated. We saved them. We saved them. Gullah Geechee Wars, Seminole Wars, Cherokee Wars, Iroquois Wars, the War of 1812, all these wars. We freed them. We freed them. You know what I'm saying? Answers. The youth need answers. Bruh, I talk to young kids a lot, especially by me doing Uber. I pick up a lot of young kids. I picked up a few of them who actually caught my live and shit. And a lot of them say the same shit. They know the way they living is not right. But nobody's teaching them the right way. You know why? You want to know why? Because older adults, they forgot what it's like to be a kid. They forgot what it's like to be a youth. They forgot what it's like just trying to find your way. They forgot what it's like to be a youth. So instead of helping the youth, a lot of older people judge the youth, degrade the youth, talk shit about the youth, call them stupid, dumb, ignorant, and all that type of stuff, and then wonder why the young kids don't listen to y'all. Wonder why the young kids say fuck everything and they gonna figure this shit out on their own. Just like us 90s babies had to figure shit out on our own. Just like 80s babies had to figure shit out on their own. 80s, 90s, and 2000 babies. 30 years of trying to figure this shit out on our own. With no help from no other elders. I'm 32 years old. I'm supposed to be doing something that a 50-year-old is supposed to be. A 40 and 50-year-old is supposed to be on here telling y'all how shit was back in the day because they lived through it. I wasn't here in the 80s, but I'm telling you that the government dropped drugs and guns in the alleys of our neighborhoods. I wasn't here in the 70s, but I could tell you that Stokely Carmichael was with the feds and he infiltrated the Black Party, the Black Panther Party, and he was one of the main persons who was pushing this black power and black this and black this and black. He's an agent. Anybody that try to get you to claim something other than your nationality is an agent. I don't care what nobody say. Jesse Jackson. Oh shit. Jesse Jackson, agent. You know what I'm saying? Jesse Jackson, agent. Jesse Jackson know who the American Indians is. He called you an African. Jesse Jackson called you an African American and turned around and claimed his Cherokee roots. Let me say that again. Jesse Jackson called you an African American and turned around and claimed his Cherokee roots. And he's part of a Cherokee tribe now. Fred Hampton, he was a real rider. See, the real riders, they don't make it like that. They get killed off for real. They did him dirty. They killed him inside his house. Everybody, they killed him inside his house, kids and everything like that, because he was real. Stokely Carmichael, though, y'all better do y'all research on that, brother. A lot of these people that they giving you as quote-unquote black leaders, them folks were sellouts. A lot of them was British loyalists. British loyalist means that you're loyal to the British crown, such as Marcus Garvey, Stokely Carmichael, and a lot of other folks too. The American Colonization Society, go look into it. Go look into it. Go look into Walter Plecker. Go look into the American Colonization Society. Go look into all this shit. They tried to hide your identity so much that they tried to send you to West Africa. They tried to send you to West Africa. I wonder why. But they couldn't do it. And I wonder why. You know what I'm saying? And again, not all white people are Caucasians. Just like there's different melanated people, there's different quote unquote white people. I gotta use the term white for layman's terms because everybody, you know what I'm saying? Just so everybody can get what I'm saying. Not all white people are Caucasians. Not all white people are part of the elites. Not all white people are your enemies. A lot of them are asleep. A lot of them are brainwashed. A lot of them gotta wake up. A lot of them are waking up. As you've seen inside this platform, a lot of them was waking up. A lot of them would tell you this shit. You know what I'm saying? Wake up, man. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to wake up, bro. They had us sleep for so long. They had us sleep for so long. Docile. Still a war going on. It's psychological, though. And it's biological. Warfare. That endless, that never-ending war that the Bible was talking about and shit like that, that's here. That's going on now. That's still going on now. We are that never-ending war that the Bible was talking about because we still at it with these people. And for all my Hebrew Israelites on here and all my people like that, I'm going to say this one more time and I'm going to say this loud and clear. Esau is not a white man. Caucasians are not Esau. Caucasus Mountains is in Russia, Asia, tribe of Japhet. The Rothschilds and all these Ashkenazi Jews and shit like that, they're Germanic. They're from the tribe of Japhet. They're not Esau. Now, I'm not saying Esau is not, I'm not saying he cool and shit like that because his people is linked up with the tribe of Japhet. It's a confederation. Esau, Japhet, Moabites, Aryan, all against the chosen ones. Who's the chosen ones? Everybody's looking over here to America for the quote unquote black people to wake up to save them like we always save everybody else. The CIA said that they trying to stop the rise of the black messiah. The world's waiting on black Americans to save them. The second coming the second coming ain't what y'all think it is. The sky ain't about to part and crack and some guy about to come down that motherfucker. The second coming is the rise of the quote-unquote black messiahs, plural, men and women. It's an energy, consciousness. We are the rise of the messiahs. And we're here to save everybody. The Savior. God, Gene. 2 + 2 is 4 every time. Come on. The head has already been cut off the snake. You gotta burn the snake though. You cut the head off a snake, multiple heads will keep growing. You can't just cut the head off a snake. You gotta burn that whole bitch body up. It's a reptile. It'll regenerate. When people stand up by the millions, it will be over. Most definitely. If you look at Pangea, you see a turtle in the water. I believe it's all Turtle Island in the ice wall. Yup. Hey, you own it. You own it, y'all. The fear is massive against melanated people. Why is that? Hold on, you said fear is massive against melanated people. You mean like melanated people is super scary? You have awakened me. I'm glad I can awaken people, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing what I was sent here to do. Yahweh is returning with fire. Oh yeah, you see what they doing in Europe? Motherfucking flames. You gotta remember, we were spiritual first statement, and they would drop dead while they demonize black magic. Yup. Always knew something was wrong with school. Finally woke up around 16, 17. Yup. Nobody in the Bible was white. I wouldn't say all that. The reason why I wouldn't say all that, because the term white means albino. There was albino people in the Bible. Is albino people still on Earth? Some of the Caucasians that y'all see are albinos. See, think about albino traits. Albino traits is what? Super pale skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. Albino traits are what? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Albino traits are what? Blonde hair, blue eyes, different color eyes. What Hitler said? A pure white race. See, white comes from albus, which means albino. Albino comes from the Latin word albus. Albus means white. The albinos, y'all. Some of them are creatures. We ain't gonna go that far. People are albinos. Hitler wanted an albino supremacy. Blonde hair and blue eyes. Them albino traits. The reason why you don't hear about albinos in history is because they go under a whole different name, and they will only show you African albinos, but they'll never show you what an Asian albino look like, a Mexican albino look like. They won't show you what an India albino look like. Matter of fact, I gotta since we in class and I'm the teacher, I gotta experiment or homework for everybody to do. When we end this live, go look up what a India albino person look like. And when you see him, you're gonna be like, nigga, that nigga look like a Caucasian. And then shit will click even more for you on why Middle Easterns can claim white, North Africans can claim white, Asian people can claim white, and all that type of stuff. Just look at their albino counterparts. Oh yeah, they most definitely lied about World War II. I seen them, right? What about melanated people with blue, green, and gray eyes? There's different type of albinoism. Melanated people with different color eyes, that's called ocular albinoism, because your eyes, you see my eyes? That's melanin in your eyes. This is why you can sun gaze and your eyes is protected from the sun and you won't go blind. Like I'm looking at the sun right now and I can see the whole sun is circle, is rotating. You got like some auras and shit going off of it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's because the melanin in my eyes allow me to do that. Feel me? The lighter the person's eyes, the harder it is for them to sun gaze because they have less melanin. No different than your skin. So if your skin is melanin and it absorbs the light codes from the sun, you looking at the sun gazing with the melanin in your eyes doing what? And your eyes is directly connected to your brain and pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's called. It's called ocular albinoism. It's when you're melanated, but you have different color eyes. And then if you're melanated and you have like blonde hair or different color hair or ginger hair and shit like that, or are melanated people, there's melanated people who's light skinned with freckles and shit like that, a form of freckles and all that, that's a form of albinoism too. There's different type of albinoisms out this thing. So you know, hey, When you untangle all this shit, this is why I always ask this question: who's under this banner of white supremacy? Who's under this banner of white supremacy? Because technically, melanated people with different color eyes is ocular albinoism, which means that they are albinos. It means they're white. You know what I'm saying? That's how clever these entities and governments and elites do this. Just like when I read this one book, we're gonna thumb through it tonight. I read this one book when they would classify white people with brunette hair, they would classify them as black people because of their hair, because of the melanin in their hair. You know what I'm saying? So they got classified as black people. And it's a whole bit. This rabbit hole gets so deep. It gets so deep. But once we untangle it, once we get there, I mean, I'm halfway there. I'm bringing everybody up to speed. But once we get there together as a unit, it's easy to tell who's who now. I be out in public. I be riding. I know who's who. I be looking at people. I be like, yeah, you one of them. Yeah, you the feds. Yeah, you one of them. Yeah, you are people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever run across, like, y'all ever ran across, I'm trying to form my words right, because I'm trying to be, not trying to get this pulled down. You ran across white folk who got soul, got rhythm. Soul, they got rhythm. Y'all ran across those types? They your people. You wanna know how I know they your people? Because, like I said, not all white people are the same. Not all skin folk is they kinfolk either. There's different type. You got quote unquote white people who can sit in the sun and actually tan and don't get sunburned. And you have those who can't sit in the sun and get sunburned. Now, who's albino and who's not? The one who can tan is melanated. See, this is where the division come in at. White people who can tan and do tan, they are literally melanated beings as well. They not dark as us, but they are tan. Tan is another form of brown, is another form of melanin. Brown come in different shades, from chocolate to tan. That's melanated. So you got those who can tan and be fine, and those who can tan are witnesses. Those who can sit in the sun and tan and all that, they got their soul. They got the rhythm. They bounce. They understand. When they speak slang, it's rhythm. It sound like some of us and everything like that, like them your people. But what happened with them was they got brainwashed and indoctrinated just like we did. Because they separate, divide, and conquer, right? Right. So now the ones who can't tan and get sunburned in the sun, those albinos. Why? Because albinos can't sit in the sun. They get sunburned. Why? Because no melanin. Feel me? Man, they look. It's deep like that. Caucasian is a title that don't mean white. There's black Caucasians. Don't believe me? Hop off the live, go do your research. There's black Caucasian, there's melanated Caucasians. Because there were melanated Germans. The world was melanated. Your first Anglo-Saxons, melanated. Your first Germans, melanated. Your first Asians, melanated. Your first Europeans, melanated. Cheddar man. Your first American Indians, melanated, and still are melanated. The world was melanated. Pale skin didn't come to 8,000 years ago with a genetic mutation. What is a genetic mutation? There's a mutated gene in you, and it manifests. And what was that? It produced albinos. The opposite of melanated is albino. The gene got mutated. Now, you take those albinos and you splice them with pig, dog, monkey. You get Neanderthals. Y'all know the story of Yakub. And we know the story of Yakub because Yakub is in the Bible. Yakub in the Bible? What you talking about? Yakub is Jacob. The letter J wasn't invented till the 1600s. So Jacob is Yaqub. Yaqub is in the Bible, and you read hella stories about Yaqub. The letter J wasn't invented. So they changed Yaqub's name to Jacob in the 1600s, right along when they gave you Jesus with a J. Right along when they gave you the rapture in the 1600s. All these things came in the 1600s, right? Yaqub is Jacob. Jacob is Yaqub. The children of Israel, you come from Yaqub, Jacob. Now think about Jacob's ladder or Yaqub's ladder. Yaqub climbed the ladder to wrestle God, only to figure out he was wrestling himself. And then one of God's right-hand angels and said, you will be known as Yaqub no more, but your name will be named as Israel. And your children will be Israelites. Who gave the world alchemy? Who gave the world science? Who gave the world language? Who gave the world inventions? Who's still giving the world inventions to this day? Who's still giving the world science to this day? Stop thinking skin color and think spirit. Think spirit. Why, Los? Because we all took science class right now. One thing science class got right is that everything is made up of energy. That phone that you hold and watching me on is energy. It's densed. Your skin is energy. It's densed. So now, here's the question. Are you a human? No, are you a spirit having a human experience? Or are you just a spirit experiencing? Think about that. My face is a bunch of energy and atoms densed up to make me seem physical in this third dimensional realm full of all this ocular illusions and color spectrums, because we under a dome, and color spectrums and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You a big glob of energy walking around. And when you get a cut, you just severed energy, the connected energy molecules, you just severed them. And what happens when you bleed? You bleed. What is blood? Blood is plasma. Plasma is energy. Even your blood is energy. It's dense. See where I'm going with this? Man, they played a whole trick of everything. And I know I went way left field with the spirituality and stuff like that, but it's all connected. And here's another thing that they don't want you to know. The first capitalist in this world was us, melanated people. We are the first capitalists in this society. We created capitalism. And you know, because it's in your DNA. Melanated people love to capitalize off anything if we can. Oh, you got a deal over there? I'm about to capitalize off that. You go to the weed man. Oh man, I got a two for 10 deal. Oh, I got to capitalize off that investment. Oh, them J's dropped from 200 to 110. I gotta capitalize off that investment. You are the capitalists. They turned the original capitalists into consumers. So instead of creating and investing in stuff, you're buying and selling, and you just put yourself right back into slavery. From out of one frying pan, out of one frying pan, you jumped into another form of slavery. Shout out to Tupac, he said that. From out of one frying pan, you jumped into another pot of slavery, another form of slavery. Tupac said that. You were the capitalists. You created the government. You created the capitalist system. You created all this type of shit. You did not create democracy. You created Republican because you were for the people. And you protected the people and the interests of the people from foreign governments. So now what I'm saying is when they COINTELPRO'd you, they countered the intelligence of your financial literacy as well, because our people always been financial literate. Our people did not, they like to tell you came from slaves and black people was poor and they just couldn't read and write. The biggest lie ever told in America. That's one of the biggest lies that ever told in America. Your people could always read. Your people could always write. Your people was highly financial literate. This is why they had black Wall Streets and black banks and all this type of stuff in the 1800s now. And this is why we still had that shit in Jim Crow era. Because we created that shit. We started that shit. We held it. And they called you niggardly because you were stingy. And we know black people are stingy. And black people are Indian givers. So now you know where the term nigga come from. It come from the term niggardly. It didn't come from all that. When you get on here and you see people try to dissect where the word nigga come from, it's bullshit. Throw that shit out. It comes from niggardly. Niggardly, which means an extremely stingy person. They called us niggas because we were stingy, because we wouldn't share our land and resources with them because we knew what they was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So now, and Black Wall Street wasn't just in Tulsa. We had Black Wall Streets all through the South, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, to Texas, to Louisiana, to Alabama, to Mississippi, to Georgia, to Florida, to North Carolina, South Carolina. And before Tulsa and Oklahoma got bombed, the original Black Wall Street was in North Carolina. Go look at it. And go look what they did to them people. No bullshit. I'm not playing with y'all. They tell you about Tulsa and all that because they don't want to tell you about how you ran and owned the South. They don't want to tell you about the 23 million acres of land that they stole from you because they killed and lynched all your ancestors. They flooded